Ever pondered why certain individuals seem to naturally understand you? Welcome to the Art of Decoding People, a complex ballet that incorporates three psychological tricks: observation, intuition, and deduction, with a hint of Sherlock Holmes-style flair. This isn't about telepathy or psychic gifts. It's about comprehending the human species in all its complexity, from their most eccentric habits to their deepest aspirations. Decoding people, employing the psychological trick of observation to notice subtle changes in behavior or body language, is a skill that can be as vital in the boardroom as it is at the family dinner table. Imagine strolling into a business meeting and swiftly identifying the decision-maker, or the one who's merely present to brew the coffee. Or consider the moment you met your significant other's parents for the first time. The psychological trick of intuition could have hinted that her dad was a die-hard sports aficionado, that her mom treasured a dry wit. Now, we've all had those embarrassing instances when we misread someone's character. Like the time you tried to high-five your boss, only to realize a bit too late with the psychological trick of deduction that he's more of a firm handshake person. Or when you mistook your friend's sarcasm for sincerity, leading to an awkward conversation that still makes you wince. Avoiding these cringe-worthy situations is what we're here to assist you with. Decoding people isn't solely about dodging faux pas. It's about intensifying your bonds with others. It's about understanding what motivates them, what exhilarates them, what discourages them. It's about empathy, compassion, and genuine human connection. We're not asserting that you'll transform into a human lie detector or a master manipulator, but with a bit of practice and application of these three psychological tricks, you'll be adept at reading people like an open book, understanding their motivations, fears, and desires. You'll navigate social scenarios with elegance, charm, and assurance, be it at a networking event, on a first date, or even a casual catch-up with friends. So fasten your seatbelts, folks. It's time to evolve into human detectors. First impressions, they say, last forever. But what if I told you they're often wrong? Intriguing, isn't it? That's right, we've all been guilty of this little psychological hiccup. We meet someone for the first time, we size them up, and in the blink of an eye, we've created a mental dossier. Oh, she's wearing a hoodie. Must be a tech genius. He's got a ponytail? Definitely a rock star. She didn't smile? Definitely a grumpy cat. But let's face it, our snap judgments can often lead us astray. Here's the fourth psychological trick: avoiding snap judgments. Like predicting the weather forecast for next month, these judgments are accurate as a shot in the dark. You see, the magic of first impressions isn't in their accuracy, but in their impact. They shape our interactions, they guide our perceptions, and they often set the stage for how we treat one another. Here's the fifth psychological trick: looking beyond first impressions. Remember, folks, they're just the tip of the iceberg. There's always beneath the surface. So the next time you meet someone, remember, don't judge a book by its cover or a person by their shoes. Body language, folks, speaks louder than words, but only if you're tuned in. Now let's plunge into the enigmatic universe of the silent speaker. We are referring to that orchestra of nonverbal signals that people unconsciously emanate every day. Decoding these nonverbal cues is psychological trick number 6. Consider the unpretentious handshake, for instance. A firm grip may indicate confidence, while a limp handshake could reveal a lack of interest. Don't be too quick to judge, though. Maybe the individual you're meeting just happens to have a weak grip, or perhaps they're a covert operative perfecting their undercover handshake. You never can tell. Then there's the artistry of the smile. A genuine smile, the kind that crinkles the eyes, can be a sign of true happiness or amusement. A smile that doesn't reach the eyes? That's often a polite facade, a social disguise. And if they're flashing all their teeth in a grin while slowly retreating, they might just be terrified of your pet tarantula, Terry. Let's not overlook our arms and legs. Crossed arms can signal defensiveness or discomfort, like a physical shield. Now, if someone's foot is tapping, they could be impatient. Or maybe they've just got a catchy tune playing in their head. The moral here? Context is everything. And oh, the power of eye contact. It can convey interest, attraction, or even intimidation. But beware, too much eye contact can also be a little eerie. You're trying to decipher someone, not put them under a spell. So folks, when you're people watching at the park or simply having a chat with a friend, pay heed to the silent speaker. Watch for those nonverbal cues. They can divulge more than words ever could. Remember though, these are just broad guidelines. As we move to psychological trick number 7, it's important to consider individual differences. People are as varied as the languages they speak and the gestures they make. And finally, psychological trick number 8 underscores the importance of understanding cultural context when decoding body language. Deciphering body language is akin to cracking a code, with each person having their own unique cipher. So keep your eyes wide open, literally. The secrets are all there in the open. Ever heard that the eyes are the windows to the soul? Well, they weren't kidding. Let's delve into the world of psychological tricks, where eye contact holds the 9th position. Eye contact, my friends, is a classic psychological trick to decode people faster than your favorite superhero. And it's not just about who blinks first. You see, the eyes have their own language. When someone maintains eye contact, it usually means they're interested, attentive, and engaged. But hold on a moment before you start making assumptions. You see, there's trick number 10, understanding discomfort or introversion. There's this common misconception that if someone avoids eye contact, they're probably hiding something. Well, not necessarily. Sometimes people just find it uncomfortable, or they might be introverted. It's not always about you. Puzzling, isn't it? The key here is to observe patterns. If someone consistently avoids eye contact, it could indicate a lack of confidence or discomfort. Conversely, too much eye contact might suggest they're trying too hard to gain your trust. So the next time you're trying to figure someone out, remember, the eyes have it. And don't forget these psychological tricks, number 9 and 10, they might just come in handy. Words, my friends, can reveal more than you think, but only if you're paying attention. You see, words are nothing short of magical. They're like little invisible keys that unlock the deepest corners of a person's mind, revealing their thoughts, their values, and their character. But here's the catch. To truly decode someone, you need to listen. And I mean really listen, not just nod your head while mentally planning your grocery list. Now, let's dive into the world of words. Picture this. You're at a party, and someone approaches you saying, "I think I've seen you somewhere before." Quite a harmless comment, right? But did you notice something? The usage of "I think" instead of "I'm sure." This person isn't entirely confident, or maybe they're just trying to strike up a conversation. Either way, the words have given you a hint about their personality. Now, our psychological trick number 11 comes into play, paying attention to language cues. It's not just about the words themselves, but how they're arranged and presented. The order, the word choices, the subtle nuances of language. They give away more than the speaker might realize. And then we move on to psychological trick number 12, understanding the tone, pace, and emphasis of words. Even if the words are common and unassuming, the way they're spoken can reveal volumes. The urgency, the pitch, the force. Tune into these elements and you'll see beyond just the surface of a conversation. You'll begin to decode the speaker's emotions, intentions, and perhaps their secrets. Now, how's that for a deep dive into the world of words? So you got all these tricks up your sleeve. Now what? Well, my dear friends, it's not quite like baking a cake where you mix all the ingredients together and voila, you have a perfect dessert. Decoding people is more like creating a masterpiece painting. Each brushstroke, each color, each shade matters, and they all come together to form a picture. Imagine trying to understand a person as assembling a jigsaw puzzle. Each psychological trick we've discussed is a piece of that puzzle. And your task is to put them together to see the full picture. We have psychological tricks 13, 14, and 15 to consider. Trick 13 is avoiding jumping to conclusions. Just like with a puzzle, you can't force pieces where they don't fit. In the same vein, you can't take one aspect of a person's behavior, say their body language, and jump to conclusions. That's like trying to guess the whole puzzle from one piece. Trick 14 is avoiding overanalyzing. You might be tempted to scrutinize every detail, but this can lead to a distorted picture, much like overworking a painting. Then we have trick 15, understanding confirmation bias. This is the tendency to interpret new information in a way that confirms your existing beliefs, much like deciding the plot of a novel by reading a single page. It's pretty ludicrous, isn't it? With all these tricks in hand, put them together to see the full picture of the person you're trying to understand. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel, Psychopedia. Stay tuned for more insightful content.